it's important to have a health model as well as a disease model when you have any chronic illness. But in the oncology setting, the word health doesn't even come up, it's not even in the vocabulary of an oncology clinic. So it's really important to have your disease experts in your team that knows what to do about your cancer, but it's also important to have a team of health experts because patients really want health as their outcome. A patient isn't interested in being cancer-free. A patient wants to be healthy and get on with their life and have it not be about cancer. And so unless you really have health as your goal and have a health plan as part of your implementation, you really aren't going to end up with health because the cancer journey is hard. And so you need a team. That's number one. You really need a team. And the other thing that's really important and that I speak about in the very first visit with patients is you're the head of the team. Oncology is very disenfranchising to patients and can make you feel like somebody just took over your body and your calendar. And it's really up to each individual to make their own informed, educated choices. And so you need to feel that you have a sense of control. So that's really one of the biggest parts of the Outsmart Cancer approach is to take charge of your health and to understand that all of the clinicians on your team work for you. And that psychologically and emotionally is really important because then you feel like you have the way to influence the trajectory of your cancer journey. So that's really important, I think. Having a plan, having a team, and having health as your goal. So that's important to the framework. Another piece of the Outsmart Cancer framework is to understand that cancer is a whole biosystem problem. It's not about some group of cells that went haywire. And so you have to understand that just like the soil in a garden, the biosystem is an environment which is either permissive and supportive of cancer developing and growing, or it's going to be inhibitory of that. And so you want to really understand this biosystem, that it's complex and multifactorial. So the first idea is that we have soil, we change the soil, we change what grows there. But also in this complexity, I use a metaphor of like a wheel with many spokes. And every spoke of that wheel is an aspect of this cancer terrain that we need to track and measure and make sure we include in the plan. So let's say you have breast cancer and you're working with an oncologist and you're having hormone therapy. So that's one spoke on the wheel, but we have 11 more spokes to deal with. And so you don't really have a comprehensive plan if you're not dealing with the whole biosystem and all the factors that influence. So some of those spokes on the wheel have to do with diet and blood sugar and inflammation and vitamin D and copper and hormones and toxins and your immune capacity. So we want to address all of those things. So when you do that, you have to also understand the wheel isn't symmetrical for everybody. It might be weighted one direction. Let's say you're diabetic and you have cancer. Then really dealing with your insulin and blood sugar is going to really change your outcome. If you're a patient with autoimmune disease and cancer, then you're more inflamed than other patients. So we have to individualize the care also. That's another aspect of this framework.
We hope you enjoyed this short excerpt from the Health and Healing Club. This entire interview is available inside the Health and Healing Club, which you can try for a free 7-day trial at healthandhealingclub.com. You'll be able to access this interview and all the interviews and resources dedicated to helping you get and stay healthy at the Health and Healing Club. That's healthandhealingclub.com.